Today has been dubbed Blue Monday, was considered the most depressing day of the year, and research shows financial issues can play a major role in your mental health, physical well-being, and relationships. And joining us now with more is Blair Manton from Sands & Associates with details from a recent study analyzing consumer debt. Good morning, Blair. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Jason. Great to be with you again.
So what were some of the key findings from the study that related to how debt problems were impacting BC consumers' overall well-being?
Well, a few really interesting ones. So first off, in terms of how people actually knew they had a debt problem, for the most part, it wasn't a mathematical calculation. It was a feeling. It was overwhelming stress. For 3 in 5 people, they just felt overwhelming stress. They felt anger, irritability. They felt helpless or hopeless. And oftentimes, they started to argue with their spouse or with their family members about money. For a lot of people, it even started to impact their job, impacted their relationships. And for 2/3 of people, their physical health, they started to have ailments just because of their money matters. So it's not a case that money problems are something you can put in a corner and not worry about. It's all consuming. It can really impact your physical, emotional, and spiritual health.
And what were some of the general worries that were top of mind then for those British Columbians while they were carrying too much debt?
Well, no surprise, the number one was, how the heck am I going to get out of this debt? How am I going to pay the debt down? But beyond that, a lot of people, their number one worry was, I'm paying the debt, but every month my balances just don't seem to go down. I'm just stuck paying the minimum payments. For about 1/3 of people, they were worried about, the next step in their lives. Are they going to be able to fund retirement? Are they going to be able to provide for their children or even buy a house? But for the most part, it was just this nagging debt. I just can't get it paid down, even though I'm making payments each month.
All right, how did things shift once people access professional support?
Well, for a lot of folks, they started to feel a whole lot more confident. So for 65% of survey respondents, they started to have a whole lot more confidence in their day-to-day financial lives. They said they had a better understanding of credit and budgeting to try to help them avoid getting into financial difficulties in the future. And they gained a whole lot of general skills and knowledge that they could then be a resource for other people in their lives. We're in a society now where debt is a fact of life. And if it's not yourself, it's probably someone close to you who's going to need some support in some case. So these folks felt a whole lot better to be a resource for others once they had dealt with their debt problems.
Blair, do you have any advice for anyone out there this morning who may be currently struggling to manage their debt?
Well, it's called Blue Monday because a lot of people are feeling down right now with the credit card bills arriving from Christmas. So realize debt is a problem like any other. It does have a solution. There are folks like licensed insolvency trustees that will help you get back to zero, to owing nobody anything. And even if you don't need a severe remedy like a bankruptcy or a proposal, just getting the right information can help you sleep a whole lot better and look into 2021 with a whole lot more optimism.
Blair, when you see your clients, do you ever have the case where you say to them, actually, you're worrying for nothing, that you shouldn't be stressed over your minimal debt?
Yeah, maybe about once, twice a week or so, we have folks come in and we say, well, you got a whole lot of equity in your house. Let's talk about, getting a home equity line of credit to consolidate some debt. Sometimes it's solutions they just haven't seen before. For the most part, people are coming in because they got, a serious problem. They need help. But in some cases, yeah, you can give them just informal coaching. They're able to move on and be that much better off.
Great information on this Blue Monday, Blair. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you.